Hey woke stars, welcome back to Annual Grace Journey. I'm Annual, helping you awaken to your true nature love with more grace and ease. Today we'll be bringing conscious freedom to our inner children. And the inner child is an ego portion of ourselves that basically sees the world through the eyes of innocence, like a child just wants to feel loved and wants to be able to love freely. It's a portion of us that really wants to be authentic, creative, joyful, and free. We all have this portion in ourselves. However, we've all experienced times where we've had blows to this part of ourselves, where we felt like we couldn't be our true selves, or we felt shamed or judged, criticized, victimized. And that's okay, because these wounds are where our true purpose is, all right, where our core values are. So we're going to bring a little gentle, compassionate awareness to those patterns in us that keep us limited from living childlike, all right, joyful, expressive, free. Before we begin, we're going to be using the Caroline Miss archetype cards. Okay, we're going to be talking about a few of the aspects of the inner child, and we're going to be bringing gentle awareness to it. I'm going to give a little energy healing at the end. So before we begin, let's just breathe 3 nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Let's become present. Just become present. Understand that there's nothing to do but this right here, right now. So this is not a space where we're going to judge that portion of ourselves, because that portion of ourselves, the inner child, has received enough shaming, judgment, and criticism. This is just being present with that portion of us, bringing a little gentle, compassionate awareness, little nurturing and parenting to that portion of us, so that we can continue that on, and these portions of ourselves can receive the healing that it needs, so that it can be more free. All right, so let's bring a little gentle awareness to the part of ourselves that feels like an orphan. Okay, that feels like it's been abandoned. All right, and let's make a vow that we are going to tell our inner child a better bedtime story. All right, because the child has been told some serious nightmarish stories at night, okay, where it's afraid to be free. So let's make a vow that we're going to not tell our child stories of stories that there's no one there to support them, because the truth is that we are eternal. Okay, where's my eternal card? Oh, here it is. We're eternal. All right, we're eternal. We're loved. We are made in the image of God and likeness of God, and we are eternal. All right, so we're going to start telling our inner child stories more from our eternal nature. Let's make a vow. All right, and nature, we come from nature. All right, and it's always good to tune into nature, because nature tells us a lot about our true nature. And the truth is that nature is always growing. It's prosperous. It's abundant. It's full of life, support, nurturing. Okay, that's the truth. So we're going to tell our inner child more stories like that. Okay. There is a part in us that's wounded. Everyone has a part in them that's wounded, and that's okay. You want to know why that's okay? Because in our wounds is where our core values are. When we start paying attention to where we're triggered, where we've been hurt and damaged, we'll understand that that's where our purpose is, okay? To serve other wounded children in the same area. Whoever has gone through something similar can learn from someone who's grown out of it. So let's start embracing our wounds. Let's start becoming present with them. Let's not be afraid of them, because they're here to teach us our truth. They're here to teach us our purpose, our core values. Let's bring a little presence to when we don't feel like anything is possible, because the truth is that we're magic, okay? So we have to tell ourselves, our little children, better bedtime stories, more magical, okay? Let's see things. Let's start believing that anything is possible. Because if we're eternal, then anything is possible, and time doesn't exist, and that anything can happen at any time, okay? Let's give ourselves better bedtime stories. We're divine, and that's the truth. We are divine, all right? So let's think about when we feel as though we need to defend ourselves against anything, because if we're eternal and we're loved, then the universe has our back and is taking care of us. All right? Let's vow to forgive ourselves and others. And I want you to just close your eyes and breathe. I'm going to hold my hands out like this. I'm going to send a little energy out. You may hear a little noise in the background. That's okay. Anybody can receive it. Bring anybody in. Let's find somewhere quiet. And I want you to just imagine that you're in a wide open park and there's trees everywhere, songbirds. You can hear children playing and laughing in the background, and you are sitting on a bench and you notice a small child that looks sad, and you ask why. And when you ask them why, you look closer and see that this child is you. And they say, "No one wants to play with me." And you offer to play a game with that child. You take the child by the hand. The child wants to play. You sit down in the grass with the child. You sit face to face, and there is a figure 8 symbol of light moving from you to the child. From heart to heart, there's a figure 8 symbol of light. And you are going to fill yourself up with feelings of support, feelings of freedom. Just think about a time where you felt supported, where you felt free, where you felt peaceful, joyful, redeemed. Think about a time in your life where you felt like you had a new opportunity, a new beginning. Feel into these joyful, peaceful energies. Feel what that feels like for you. And just breathe. And I want you to give these high vibe feelings a color. Whatever color you want to give it. And I want you to send that color through the figure 8 symbol that's moving between you and the child's heart. Send that color through there. And just breathe. Breathe and receive. And every time you see that color on your daily basis, whatever that color is, reconnect to your inner child. Reconnect to truth. Reconnect to your freedom, your joy, your love, your creativity, your authenticity. Tell yourself a better story every time you see that color. I pray this was beneficial to all. I love you so much.